What makes a person emotionally cold? There's a certain stillness that follows pain, a silence that isn't empty but heavy, a silence built from everything that could have been said but wasn't safe to say. That's what emotional coldness really is, not the absence of feeling, but the memory of having felt too much, too deeply, too recklessly, and not surviving it whole. Most people misunderstand the emotionally cold. They imagine someone indifferent, robotic, untouched by the chaos of emotion. But often, those who seem frozen are the ones who once burned the brightest. They are the people who loved without measure, trusted without defense, and suffered without understanding why it hurt so much. Somewhere along the way, their nervous system made a decision: feeling is too dangerous. Emotional coldness is a self-regulating mechanism, a psychological adaptation. When pain is chronic, when loss, rejection, or betrayal become familiar, the mind steps in to protect. It disconnects from the emotional body. It lowers sensitivity. It creates distance, because sometimes the only way to survive is not to feel. If you've ever met someone who seems distant, calm, detached, you might be standing before a survivor of emotional overload. Their stillness isn't a void, it's a shield. Beneath it lies a history of chaos, the kind that leaves invisible scars. From a psychological perspective, emotional coldness can emerge through various routes. In childhood, it may begin as a response to neglect or inconsistent love. When a child's emotional expressions, sadness, fear, joy, are met with dismissal or punishment, the child learns that emotions are unsafe. Their internal world becomes a liability, not a home. To cope, they learn control. They stop crying. They stop showing. Eventually, they stop feeling in real time. And yet, the emotional body doesn't truly disappear. It hides. It buries itself deep beneath the surface of logic, intellect, and composure. As the person grows older, they learn to navigate life with precision. They are rational, productive, unshakable. They become the people others rely on during crisis, the calm in the storm. But when the storm passes, they realize they can no longer find warmth, even within themselves.
It's easy to romanticize emotional composure, to call it strength. But psychology shows us that suppression always comes with a cost. What is unfelt becomes unprocessed, and what is unprocessed turns into tension, anxiety, or numbness. Emotional coldness doesn't mean someone is empty. It means their emotions have gone underground. Sometimes that coldness comes from heartbreak, the kind that leaves a person questioning their own worth, their own ability to trust again. A betrayal, a loss, a deep disappointment, all can teach the nervous system that openness equals danger. The body remembers. Even if the mind says, "I'm over it," the body still whispers, "Don't let this happen again." And so, they withdraw. They begin to monitor their own emotions like security guards watching over fragile territory. They edit their words. They regulate their tone. They choose silence over conflict, neutrality over vulnerability. Because in the past, emotions didn't just hurt, they destroyed. When you live this way long enough, coldness stops feeling like defense and starts feeling like identity. You stop saying, "I'm protecting myself," and start saying, "This is just who I am." But that's the tragedy. Emotional coldness isn't who you are. It's who you became to survive a version of life that didn't know how to love you safely. Still, beneath the calm exterior, subtle things betray the truth. The eyes that wander too long when conversations get emotional, the small hesitation before hugging someone, the slight tightening of breath when someone says, "I love you." Those are the body's reflexes, learned responses to danger that no longer exists but still feels real. From the outside, they appear in control. Inside, they're afraid that if they let one feeling slip, the entire system will unravel. Because for the emotionally cold, the idea of feeling again isn't comforting, it's terrifying. Yet, in the quiet moments, alone in a dimly lit room, perhaps in front of a flickering screen or lying awake at 2 a.m., they feel the ache, that small, uninvited longing for connection, the whisper of a self that wants to feel again, even if it hurts. But the mind quickly intervenes. Don't go there. You remember what happened last time. That's the loop, the endless cycle of longing and retreat, the push and pull between wanting to be seen and fearing the exposure that comes with it. In psychological terms, this is a form of ambivalent attachment, or even a disorganized attachment style. It's the confusion between love and danger, the brain associating closeness with pain. So how does healing begin? Slowly, quietly, not through force, but through gentle permission. Healing emotional coldness doesn't mean tearing down all walls at once. It means learning that walls can have doors, that protection and openness don't have to cancel each other out. Therapists often talk about earned security, the gradual process of relearning safety through new emotional experiences. For someone emotionally cold, that might mean learning to trust small gestures again, a conversation that doesn't end in judgment, a friend who listens without trying to fix, a relationship that respects space without withdrawing love. Each of these moments teaches the nervous system a new truth. Not everyone is a threat. But the process is slow, and that's okay. Because emotional thawing isn't linear, it's cyclical, like winter slowly giving way to spring. There will be days of warmth and days of ice. Sometimes you'll think you're healed, and then a small reminder will pull you back into numbness. That doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're human. What helps the most isn't forcing yourself to feel, but creating the conditions where feeling becomes safe again. That might mean spending time in silence, not as avoidance, but as space to listen to what's buried beneath. It might mean journaling, not about events, but sensations. The tightness in the chest, the weight in the throat, the tremor in the hands when someone gets too close. The body always speaks before the mind understands. To the emotionally cold, love can feel like a foreign language. It's disorienting, unpredictable, messy, full of risk. But love doesn't have to be an enemy. When it's real, it doesn't demand warmth on command. It waits patiently at the edges, reminding you that connection doesn't have to hurt. You might never return to the unguarded openness of your past, and maybe you're not supposed to. Maybe healing isn't about becoming who you were before, but about integrating who you are now. Maybe the goal isn't to melt completely, but to let yourself thaw just enough to feel the sun again. Because the truth is, emotional coldness isn't permanent. It's simply a phase of protection. Beneath the ice, warmth still exists, dormant, not dead. All it takes is a moment of safety, a moment of trust to remind the heart of what it was made for. And when that happens, when a small spark of warmth returns, it feels fragile at first. But slowly, you realize it's not fragility, it's life. It's emotion returning to where it belongs. To anyone listening or reading who has been called cold, you are not broken. You are someone who learned how to survive in a world that didn't know how to hold your softness. You closed your heart not because you wanted to, but because you had to. And maybe now you're learning that it's safe to open again, even just a little. Let it be gradual. Let it be imperfect. Let yourself be human again. Because one day, someone will see through the calm exterior and recognize the depths beneath it. They won't demand warmth, they'll earn it. And in their presence, you'll find yourself feeling again, cautiously, quietly, beautifully. And when that happens, you'll realize something powerful. The coldness was never who you were. It was simply the season your soul had to endure until it remembered how to bloom again.